My name's Roger Bibbings, and I'm RoSPA's Occupational Safety Advisor, and I've been working at RoSPA for 17 years campaigning to get businesses and the health and safety executive and key players in health and safety to really look at health and safety as a key performance issue. One of the problems, of course, we have in the current climate is that people say this is going to cost far too much, and we face a bit of an uphill battle at the moment to get people to realise that accidents and ill health at work and incidents as well that can be easily prevented are actually costing us far more than we can afford. And one of the ironic things that people don't fully understand is that in recession, what we call the business case for health and safety, the business case for improving the way you manage your health and safety risks is actually stronger now than in good times. And this is very simple because accidents are very expensive, and if you haven't got the possibility of increasing revenue through increased sales and turnover, for example, then taking action to tackle in a sensible way, in a proportionate way, but taking action to tackle your accident and your ill health problems and dealing with things like sickness absence makes real sense. It really does help you defend the bottom line. So recession, ironically, is actually one of the better times to be thinking about investing in health and safety. The reason that costs of accidents tend not to be fully appreciated is because, first of all, serious events tend to happen quite infrequently, particularly in small organisations. If you're a small organisation in manufacturing, you may not have what we call a RID or notifiable accident more often than once every 2 or 3 years, and you may not actually feel you need to investigate serious things that often. So you tend to get the impression that accidents are not happening all that frequently. But if you look at near misses, if you look at damage-only accidents and incidents, and also minor injuries leading to first aid treatment and this sort of thing, there's a lot more preventable harm going on than you realise. And each one of these incidents has a tail of cost associated with it. And those costs are running away down many separate gutters, and they may not be properly accounted for. So one of the key things that we emphasise to business is that, yes, you should try to learn from accidents and incidents, particularly from near misses. It's much easier to learn when people haven't been hurt. But one of the things you should do when you investigate is to use some simple cost models to work out what the costs of the event were. And these should always be reported through to senior managers to underline the fact that accidents are expensive, and actually prevention most of the time is pretty simple and pretty cheap and pretty inexpensive. So there's clear cost benefit to be had from investing in sensible safety measures. So the basic plea here has got to be, yes, health and safety is important because we need to protect people. We have, after all businesses have got duties in law to ensure safety and health of employees and others, so far as reasonably practicable. But it actually makes very good business sense to do this. And as part of any process of performance assessment, a board should always be looking at what the costs of its current health and safety failures are and matching that in some sense with the investments they're making, for example, in training or in developing new systems of work and generally improving their health and safety management systems. Because to have a professional approach to health and safety, to have an approach which is based not just on complying with the law, but on striving for excellence and professionalism, speaks volumes about your values and your approach to business generally, and it stands you in very good stead, particularly if you're a contractor, for example, and you're seeking to get onto tender lists, or if you're in a competition with other businesses, or indeed if you are seeking to develop a consortium approach with other business partners, to be able to show that you've got a performance-focused approach to health and safety is of enormous assistance in your overall business dealings. So business case is very important. But I think what we need to bear in mind is that the primary reason for taking action on health and safety is because we owe a duty of care to people. We don't want to see people hurt. And many senior managers who in their career progression at the beginning have direct experience of perhaps an accident or having to go and talk to families or having to be interviewed or appear in court even, have a very clear emotional engagement with the subject. Other people in business may not necessarily have that, have had that experience, and it may be that they need other kinds of evidence to help them understand why this is important. And since business is primarily about delivery in the most cost-effective way, being able to show carefully what the true costs of accidents are and how cost-effective prevention is and how supportive it is of other broader business objectives can be a very powerful way of persuading those people that actually this is something they can't afford to ignore.